Here's the reality: respect is earned, and those people that respect is given to demonstrate an ability to have power and strength, control over themselves, and they exercise their power in a way that makes others think twice about disrespecting them. But what we see here with a lot of men, especially living in the West, is they're so willing to be on these political plantations and or go along with these platforms or certain mindsets and certain ideology, go along just to get along. Look, I'm not knocking, interested in any of these politics or these political platforms or whatever else. In my opinion, this is just my opinion, that all heterosexual men should be registered independent in America, in Western country. They don't respect your vote. If they can look at you and count your vote every year, then they're not going to respect you. And you see it on both sides of the political spectrum, from both the Republicans and Democrats in America. They both treat men like disposable tampons. One party wants men to marry born again 304s. The other one wants to turn men into women and is all pro LGBTQ, feminism, women empowerment, and government programs and whatever else. Everything that does not benefit heterosexual men. But yet you're on these platforms. I'm sure there's other agendas that people care about beyond that. But why let them count your vote? Why would any of these Scott Galloways or the Anton Daniels or whatever these people respect you as a man? And the black community is just basically the new plantation, where it's a matriarchal culture of white liberal women in black shells, which is the black community women that you see right now. They have authority and control over the men, especially some of these egalitarian simps that you see that are, I start to use the B word, that are led by women, basically. Women-led men, basically. You can see them. They've got their balls clipped. It's been put in a jar and kept in the cabinet behind the peas and rice. They're not even, they're just, their only aggression is against other men because of their frustration, period. That's really what you have, which is the absolute idealistic structure of the hyena kingdom. So you're dealing with men. You know, the women can do whatever they want. They can be Gambian bumsters. They can go down to Jamaica, get gee down. They can get with younger men, and it's accepted because it's a matriarchal culture in that community. Why are you on the Democratic plantation? Don't be on the Republican plantation anyhow. Why are you, as heterosexual men, are you gay? Why would you be on that platform if you're not gay? Anyhow, moving right along, leave that alone. Go down to the rules registration office. I'm not telling you, look, do it if you want, don't do it. Register yourself as an independent. Get off these plantations, period. I mean, most of them are just, you know, all these, to become a politician in America, you basically have to swim through the septic tank and sell your soul to all these corporations anyhow. But policy does matter, and respect does matter. And even with these guys with this content out here, when I see crash out content, whether it be passport bros, whether it be women arguing on dudes arguing on panels with hyena women, after all this time, these women are disrespectful. They don't respect you. They are just there for attention and validation. Why are you see, they're doing this to make money. I get it. But you, why watch them? You see, actions matter, okay? People respect behavior and actions, just like these women. You could be talking to them. See, good attention and bad attention is still attention for women. The moment you stop giving them attention is when they start hemorrhaging, when you don't care. The solution to feminism is just more feminism. You know, why am I going to break my back helping some strange woman change her tire? What if I injure my back? She's not going to care about me. Let that dude who she getting, I was going to say the pounding word. Let that dude who's pounding her out at night change her tire. That ain't your business. Why are you giving validation, hitting likes? What are you thirsting for? I at least have more respect for dudes like Uncle Earl, Uncle Earl, he say, he lays them, slays them, pays them, and keeps it moving. I have more respect for a trick than a friend zone panda bear, a thirsty dude. At least a trick will go to, to a location or have something out and pay and pound and move and say, and that's, I have respect for that guy. But a bitch ass dude in some woman's friend zone or her DM, and I don't understand OnlyFans. Are you guys mentally freaking ill? Why would a grown ass man with healthy testosterone, see, I'm supposed to clean up for 2026. I'm already off track already. Why would a grown man be on, I understand a trick or a John. I get it. But a grown man on OnlyFans? What the hell is wrong with these dudes? This is a twilight zone for a Gen X dude like me. Back in the day, there was accountability for that shit. It's bad enough. Let me take a sip of my coffee. You gotta understand, I have a problem with sips. Tricks are not exactly simps. Uncle Earl is not a simp. Oh, shit, you crazy. Someone like CGA is not a simp. That's not a simp. He pays with product. He treats it like he treats a commodity or goes to the grocery store. That's not a simp. That's a masculine man. You go to Japan or any of these other Southeast Asian country, these dudes stop by and get toned up on the way home from after work. Singapore has a legal red light. Those are not simps. It's only America. They just pay for services and they just keep it moving. Now, if you out here worshiping whores and bowing, now you a bitch ass simp. If a guy paid for some services and he kept it moving, I don't agree with any of this stuff. But at least I have more respect for him. Well, I'll be honest with you, man. I'm starting to believe now that a woman, these prostitutes are the most honest women out here. I'm not saying you should consume them. I'm not saying anybody should be touching them. That's illegal activity. I don't support none of this. But at least the dude knows what he's getting than some 304 that's trying to rebrand herself and make herself a wife. Now, that's a scammer. That's a degenerate. That person is like now you all of a sudden you found Jesus in the church? Madness, absolutely insane. You see, I can't make bullshit content. I just can't do it, man. Like I could sell some dream or whatever else. Like imagine me making content, right? And I'm with a 304. The video would be like 60 seconds long. Yep, I'm with a 304. I got it down the street. I paid $150 for her. I'm gonna pound her out and return her back to where I got her from. That would be my video. And you'll be like, damn, peaceful life, you degenerate. I'll be like, yep, guilty. So if you caught me somewhere coming out of some brothel or whatever else, I'm gonna say, yeah, I did it. Now what? You see, unapologetic masculinity is the way you gotta go. Give a rat's ass. Why would you care what people think about you that think you should be born in jail and earn your way out? Or being in a relationship is embarrassing? Or that you're a monster? Or they choose a bear over you? Who gives a rat's ass what they think? Why do you care what Anton Daniels think about you? Well, other than him promoting racial profiling, or even Scat Galloway with his, corporate bought ass. What is he gonna think? Get off these plantations. When you see this crash, you guys who in that travel community, don't watch the content. Block the channels, unsubscribe. When you see these dudes sell men out, treasonous brothers, treasonous men, jellyback men, dudes that are walking around showing images of women. Let me tell you something. What is done in the shadows need to stay in the damn shadows. Just don't watch the content. I know some dudes are sitting home or whatever. They want. Now, I can see some stuff on some Patreon. Patreon is something different. But on YouTube, don't watch it. Just don't watch it. Remove your support. That speaks volumes. more than anything else. All this talk right here is just hot air. Talks means nothing. You know, it's like dating a relationship. I can remember years ago, I was dating some woman, and I was at her place, and she was mounting off and saying some stuff. She was complaining about having to drive to my place. She had her back turned to me. I walked out the door, closed the door behind me, jumped in my car and left and went home. She was still talking. You think she called me angry? No, she called me, oh, I didn't know that you left. And what? She never did that shit again. Actions and behavior matters more than these words and whatever else. Stop watching this content. Stop supporting these people. You see negative crash out content, don't do it. You black men on that plantation with the Democratic Party, or anybody with the Republican Party, get off these plantations. They're not going to respect you. If you give them your vote every year, they're going to come up with strange, crazy policy. They're not going to change the divorce and marriage laws. They're not going to do anything. They're not going to do anything if you give them your support every year and you don't do anything about it. You can't complain about the environment that's completely jacked up if all you do is the same damn thing over and over and over again and you don't move with strength and power, period. And lastly, your money. Nobody gives you free money. You had to go work for that. Look at my backyard, which is actually beautiful. You look at my backyard right now. It's beautiful. My view of the water, of course. This is where I'm making my video from. You know, don't even ask me about that grill over there. That's the bane of my existence. I bought a gas grill. I only used it once. So, your behaviors and your actions is what matters the most. And that's what guys gotta understand. Vote with your wallet. Vote with your votes. Vote with your behavior. Women disrespect you, quietly and politely remove yourself from the environment. Global travel is necessary. I want you to open your mind, experience cultures, experience other places. And for you young bucks, let me tell you something. You want to learn a culture real quick? Go to an environment, hire a lawyer. Have a lawyer be your tour guide. Teach you everything you need to know about the environment. There goes your consultation fee right there. Trust me. And plus, a lawyer is at a higher status level in every society. So that anybody they introduce you to is going to be at a higher status level, including the women. Normally. Unless you get one of those criminal defense lawyers that's all mobbed up, then you got another problem. But anyhow, a regular lawyer, you know. That'd be a good start for a lot of the brothers. Because you want to be into a culture and experience community and experience, you know, different things. But nothing changes until men start taking proactive measures towards taking care of their health, protecting their money, protecting their peace, protecting their mindset. If all I did was show pictures of, you know, game and 304s and women and all that shit, you'll end up in the same bullshit situation you wasn't before, which is absolutely nowhere. It starts with men respecting themselves. Start by taking care of your health, working out, going to the gym, respecting your money and your time. You bust your ass for that money. You're gonna take some woman out on a date that's probably a chicken head, that some dude is crashing out at night, pounding vigorously and viciously at night, and you just spend money to get to know her? You're crazy. You had to work for that money. I don't do any of that bullshit. 1st of July. Apparently there's an epidemic of these lonely. Do I look lonely to you? 51 years old. This is my bachelor pad. It's beautiful. I'm sipping my morning Joe. Does anything about me look lonely? Why? Because I'm indifferent. You position yourself in life. I have hundreds of options in life. I'm not tied to any insufferable broad. Sex is only a memory. I always tell women all the time, I walk into a room full of women. I don't need no women. I don't need no box. I need me some money. Sex ain't nothing but a memory. Leave a rat's ass. What are you? Pre-owned? Pre-owned? Is that what controls dudes' life nowadays? Pre-owned, rancid box? You guys need go get therapy, man. My brother, the kosher condition. If your life is controlled by pre-owned box, get therapy. They're selling it everywhere. Man, when I used to work in police work, cop, I'd pull up on dudes at 3 o'clock in the... Let me tell you something. Shit gets weird. When you start getting past 10 o'clock at night, man, these parking lots at these train stations and whatever, working in red light districts and not red light districts, whatever. I don't get it. I don't get it. Dudes need to travel around the world. Look at the dudes in South Korea. Them dudes is completely checked out. I mean, they got their spot, and I'm not gonna blow up their spot, in certain Southeast Asian country where all Korean dudes go to. They got all kinds of things set up for them. The Chinese men have completely just said, you know what? F this shit. And look at the societies that to respond to them. So it's not just a global situation. And I always tell people, you run into certain individuals globally, they're insufferable. But at the end of the day, it's your job to position yourself in the best deal possible. Because in fair exchange, there is no robbery. Whatever situation, you have to, being in a situation where a woman has to advantage your life. It cannot be a burden. Whether it's a benefit from you on an emotional, psychological level and peace level, has to be more valuable than the sacrifices that you're making as a provider and protector. And then everything balances out, and now you have fair exchange. Here in the West, what do you get? That's the question you have to ask. This video is going longer than I need to do a live stream about this. I'm sorry. Because really having these conversations on a video, it's just too short. But I think ultimately actions speak. Respect is something that you have to not only earn for yourself. Self-respect starts first, but you have to demand it of others by your behavior and your action. And most of it is not even a spoken word. It's just your behavior. Like, okay, no problem. And keep it moving. But guys are too willing to give up their resources for what? Somebody gives you no money? You know what? Who gives you money for free? You have to work. You better work. Anyhow, peace and blessings. I'm going to do a live stream because we got to get into this topic for the new year, goals and expectations. Remember, nobody takes care of you like you. Be unapologetically masculine. Live life on your own terms. The opinions of people, I'm saying, if you got an opinion, I'm going to ask you to borrow. You know what? You want me to listen to you? Let me borrow. Send me a cash app. Wire me $10,000. I'll listen to your opinion. If your opinion is so powerful and it matters so much, and you wanna, they won't do it. Why? So why would you care what they think? Is my question. That's the question you have to ask. Everybody contributing to your life? You know, guys have got to get out of this mentality of seeing their life as some type of sacrificial animal for the benefit of everybody else. But anyhow, we got to do a live stream, have a conversation, because this snow is not looking good. I'm going to have to make it to the gym, but man. See, this is going to flush me out back to Southeast Asia. This is why I go to Southeast Asia. This bullshit right here is going to chase me out of here. Look at that. See? That's what gets me out of here. Not the pursuit of pre-owned box. Cold will get the peaceful life flushed out of here. But I had some business to take care of, so I was here longer in the States than I need to be. But anyhow, guys, make sure you hit the like button. Support the channel. Support the content. I'm out.